Ready. Play.
Zach, I'm going to set you a challenge. Can you summarize the Fritz Thompson match in a way that would accurately reflect the length of that match?
I think I can do it in one sentence. You ready for this?
Do it.
Uneventful and injury. You know, like Fritz rolled Thompson, yeah. And you know, I feel for Thompson. He clearly wasn't there physically. There's just very little to report. I don't even really know that we learned much about Fritz in this match because Thompson was so clearly just not able to bring his best. And so you hope he makes a speedy recovery. This is such a Fritz tournament, you know, like almost lost him a Pechi Pericard in round one, has just struggled through. And then all of a sudden going into the quarters, he's going to have, you know, essentially an extra couple days of rest. And maybe go from there. But like at no point in time has he looked good or like a contender. And yet here he is still in the tournament.
Yeah. By the way, Jordan Thompson is supposed to be playing doubles tomorrow. I'm not sure he is. If he's that badly hurt, or he might struggle to. So that doubles match may not take place. Speculating, but we'll see, you know, whether he takes the court for that doubles match. I think we'll circle back to Fritz and his journey through the tournament when we do the preview against his opponent. This is more worth talking about. Karen Khachanov beats Kamil Majak straight sets. And Zach, I know you caught this one, so I'll start with you again. And you have some thoughts on Karen Khachanov. Karen Khachanov's result.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't look good. He looked great. His backhand was unbelievable. I mean, it just cut through the court. He looks really, really strong. I don't want to get too ahead of things, but I absolutely have Khachanov as the favorite in the next round. He looked fantastic out there.
Okay, wow, that's jumping ahead of that. I mean, maybe let's look at the form of the two players before we talk about how they match up then, because I think that's kind of the question going into this. That's kind of what's going to form how the outcome of this. And that is Karen, to you, Zach, and again, I will let Jack come in on a second in this. Watching Khachanov today, do you think, are you surprised that he's come from 2 sets to 1 down twice this tournament? Do you look like a man who's been struggling to get this far, despite being being the favorite to make it through once the bloodbath of seeds took place?
You know, grass is such an odd, or it's such a unique surface, right? It always leads to some wacky results. I think, look, it's survive and advance. I think that same exactly what you just said can be applied to both players, right? Like neither of them has looked particularly good. Neither one has had a particularly strong tournament. Both have had a pretty electric comeback or two, and they've just hung in there. And so I think it's a testament to their mental strength and resilience. I also think, you know, if there's any surface where extending those early round matches can be helpful, I think it's grass, right? You want those reps. It's so different than hard and clay. And so I think, I think that Khachanov would not have guessed he would have made it this far based on those early matches. But now that he's here, I think that he's absolutely a threat.
Jack, what do you make of that? What do you think of the comments around, is grass the best surface to have to go around the houses a bit more on?
Is it the best one to? Well, what do you mean? Sorry, is it the best one?
More on Zach's car. Yeah, go. Just reply to what you think about Zach's there, because I think that's interesting. The idea of out of all the surfaces, having some longer matches on grass might not hurt you as much.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Like you're just going to feel much better in the body, and you can kind of get out of deal a lot of the time with your serve and stuff. So it shouldn't feel anywhere near as unforgiving as clay. I totally agree with that. I am very keen to get into who's the favorite.
All right. So, Jack, I'm going to get to you on Fritz's situation first, because he's a guy who's had 2 5-setters to start the tournament, a needless 4-setter against Davidovich Fokina, let's be honest. I mean, he didn't need to drop all those sets, a bit like Carlos Alcaraz. Probably could have got ADF done pretty quickly. Do you think this curtailed match will help balance that out?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you could argue maybe No, actually, I'm not going to argue that. I don't think he has got that much. It was like the first two matches, despite their length, cannot have been that unforgiving, I would imagine, given his two opponents. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll actually make that much of a difference. I think we can consider Taylor Fritz. Maybe we could even argue that the lack of play will be bad for him. I don't know. But I don't think it will make a difference. I would imagine. I totally think there's an argument for Karen Khachanov being the favourite, and I get what Zach is saying. Actually, he can play really, really well when he wants to. The only problem is his record really suggests that it won't happen. He hasn't beaten a top 5 player in a Grand Slam. He has a pretty poor record against top 5 players in general. I have it in front of me, actually. It's 4 out of 37 matches, which sounds pretty bad.
Do you think this head-to-head, which is surprising, it's the first time I've seen this head-to-head, 0-2, Khachanov?
Yes, yeah, but from a long time ago. So Taylor Fritz is a different player. Khachanov maybe arguably also a little different. I don't know. He started making kind of latter stages of slams post 2020 consistently. I just think his peak game is probably not quite good enough. And Fritz does serve really, really well on this surface, and he's obviously shown that with a title coming into Wimbledon. He's still playing really well off the serve, and Fritz is good. Like, he deserves to be top 5 at the moment. I really would say that. I think it's tricky to remember that sometimes Fritz does get a little underrated, and like Khachanov to Fritz is very much the same to the top guys. You don't expect him ever to beat them, but he's totally like next in line besides those guys. He does deserve to be there, and his game is seriously good nowadays. So I'm saying Fritz in 4.
All right, to me, Zach, make your case for Khachanov.
Yeah, I think Fritz is like the Pagula of the men's side, like just not somebody that actually has what it takes to get it done in the latter stages of a major. And I think that there's a world in which Fritz can win this match. I think Jack was exactly right. The two matches, they're 5-6 years ago. I don't think that tells us a ton. But look, it's a little confidence boost. It can't hurt for Khachanov knowing that he can beat Fritz, even if he hasn't beaten this version of him yet. The case that I would make is actually, yeah, exactly. Also, Jack said, look, I think that Khachanov got a lot of good reps. I think Fritz didn't. I think it is helpful on this surface to get a little bit more time on the court and to groove things. I also think, look, the points on grass tend to be pretty short. Every French Open, there's a clip or two from it. 48 shot rally, 37 shot rally, and you just watch this, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is an endurance sport more than tennis almost. Grass is not that way, and it's also the most forgiving of the surfaces. So yeah, I think Khachanov has the head-to-head record. I think that he's in rhythm after getting another after getting an extra couple sets today, and I just don't think that there's a safe spot on the court for Fritz against Khachanov today.
Okay,
Jean thinks that it's not a very good case for Fritz, but look, we're gonna watch the match. We're gonna see. My predictions are frequently wrong. This could very well be one of them. But from what I saw out of Khachanov today, he is in form and he is dangerous.
Yeah, I'm going to be the tiebreaker on this one, I guess. Can Khachanov win this match? Yes, he is good enough to spring a surprise like that. He is a 2-time Grand Slam semi-finalist. Obviously, he's also famous for beating Novak in the Paris Masters final, which is probably forever going to be the highlight of his career. Yeah, I think he can, on the ground, if we get into like ground stroke rallies, he definitely has the ability and the consistency to hurt Taylor. I think if it comes down to a serving battle, Fritz wins. I think it's interesting. We've got almost this double hoodoo coming up, but one of them's going to break something here, which is either Khachanov is finally going to beat a top 5 player at a Grand Slam, or Taylor Fritz is finally going to make a Wimbledon semi-final after coming heartbreaking twice. Once being a set away from beating Rafael Nadal at Wimbledon, and once kind of being the favourite against Lorenzo Musetti last year, and then Musetti playing an amazing match. So we'll see which one of those kind of gets broken. I'm leaning towards Taylor Fritz because I think he's overall looked the more composed over his kind of comebacks and wins, and kind of a little bit more clinical than Khachanov, the 4th round aside. for Khachanov. And maybe he's got a bit of a confidence boost. But I think out of the two, I think I trust Fritz to be more clinical in the big moments. And I have to say, if you look at this season, Taylor Fritz is the best player on grass aside from Alcaraz, Sinner, and Djokovic right now. 2 titles this season, lots of grass match wins under his belt. And at the end of the day, I think match wins and getting those make a lot of difference. So for me, I think I'm going to see Taylor Fritz. We're going to see Taylor Fritz finally make the Wimbledon semi-final. And if he wins, he will overtake Jack Draper and get back into the top 4 in the world rankings. Because he's 15 points behind at the moment. Draper.
Oh.
So, yeah, that and the live ranking. It's a 15-point gap. A win will put him back in the top 4. So that's on the line for Fritz as well. And I think he's going to do it.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
My name is Thompson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jaime Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you are tuning in from, in London, Wimbledon, where this match is taking place. It is just after 1 p.m. Where I am in Germany, it's just after 2 p.m. Do let me know in the live chat where you are tuning in from, but also let me know who you think will win. Taylor Fritz, by the way, is serving first and is already up 40-15. Took the first point before Khachanov struck back, winning the next 2 points in a row. So Taylor off to a decent start as he seeks to hold serve. I guess for most of us, he is the slight favourite here. There is a 2-0 head-to-head, of course, between the two. But it's been a while since they played. Kind of strange, given how both have been pretty prominent in the top parts of men's tennis in the last 5 years, I guess. But yes, just twice. And 2-0, by the way, the head-to-head is in favour of Karen Khachanov, as you can see here. Taylor Fritz holds, by the way, 1-love, he leads. The world number 5, who is very, very close. I think if he wins today, he will become the world number 4. But yeah, look at that. Those 2 matches that they played were 5 and 6 years ago, respectively. So, plus, of course, they've never played on grass. I think that all adds up to let's not take the head-to-head too seriously, is what I would draw from that. A fairly quick-fire first game as Karen Khachanov readies himself to serve. 2 minutes on the clock. Backhand cross court into the Taylor Fritz backhand. Good depth here from both players. Not such good depth there from Karen Khachanov as he goes long with the forehand, so it's love 15. Taylor Fritz, second or third best grass court player in the world right now? Discuss. Into the rally here at love 15. $15 all. Khachanov missing the first serve. Taylor Fritz's return, has it improved? Of course, he's not been in a Wimbledon semi-final before. A quarter-final against Rafa Nadal. Lovely little drop shot there from Taylor, so 15-30. Yeah, 3 years ago exactly at this stage. Quarter-final loss, 5 sets to Rafa Nadal. So 15-30 here on the Khachanov serve. Already a little moment of pressure. That return is going to land in. The block return from Taylor. He was loving those block returns against Pompeci Pedicard. And he nets on the backhand side on the run, so it's 30 all. Not won a big title. He's only won one big title in his career, I think, Indian Wells. Taylor Fritz also in 2022. Khachanov, Paris Bercy. Currently ranked number 20 in the world is Khachanov. 6'6", 1,098,000. My goodness me. A gentle giant, I think it's fair to say. He won't be too happy with that backhand that went long there, though. So it's 30-40, a break point already here for Taylor Fritz. Good depth here from Taylor, also from Karen as they exchange backhands cross court. It's Karen who tries to change direction, but he goes long, and Taylor Fritz has the break already. So, decent start for the favourite, adding to his favourite status. Okay, backhand to backhand exchange. It's 15:30 here on the Fritz serve. So Khachanov will try and apply some pressure here, but he's not going to apply pressure like that, putting his backhand into the net. Taylor Fritz never been in the semi-finals of Wimbledon before. Has been in semi-finals of the Slam. Of course, he made the final in New York last year. Now Taylor brings up a game point and he's going to seal it with an ace. And we'll take a quick break. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. All things tennis indeed. And all things tennis right now are not going very well for Karen Khachanov, who is already down 3-love at the beginning of this encounter. Lovely backhand there though from Karen on the serve here, and a lovely forehand low net clearance from the Russian as he brings up 15-love. Khachanov leading 30-love as he comes into the net for that one. Almost coffee o'clock here in Germany. What time is it where you're tuning in? Excellent start here for Taylor Fritz. He's going to put this smack away. No, he's not. Wow. Probably the worst moment of the match so far for Taylor. A fairly easy smash, but I think he took quite casually, maybe because of the scoreboard. And an unbelievable backhand winner down the line. Nice forehand there from Taylor Fritz. Turn here from Taylor to the backhand. Karen, that's pretty much staying down the middle of the court right now. Taylor goes long with that forehand. Oh, so actually, that's a good line. Khachanov couldn't deal with it, 40-30. Hold, 15 minutes. 3-1. Taylor Fritz leads it by the serve. Goes down the tee with that serve. And then puts the forehand away. Arena Sabalinka coming up short. Starting on centre. 5 or 10 minutes. Taylor Fritz here has 3 game points for a 4-1 lead. Fairly rudimentary start for the American thus far. And he holds. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Drew. How are you? Lovely forehand winner there from Khachanov, 15 love. Nice forehand there from Taylor, forcing the error on the forehand side from Khachanov. Drew, do let me know who you think is winning this encounter. I guess, given the start made by Taylor, it'll be a warm favourite right now. Swinging out of Siegemund and Arena Sabalinka. Couple of rain delays during this tournament, but nothing too crazy this year. In the first week, it was heat that was more the issue. Very dominant there for Cam. Okay, let's have a quick look at what Drew's got to say. Don't see him winning the title, but I think he takes care of business and at least makes Alcaraz work in the semi-final. That's obviously regarding Taylor Fritz. Okay, the camera's back on and we are here. Sabalenka and Siegemund on court. Really love Taylor Fritz. We'll easily say this is not the most exciting of matches thus far, but perhaps that was anticipated, hence they put it on court number 1. I mean, it certainly didn't anticipate on my side of things. Unreturned serve there from Taylor Fritz.
Fritz leads by 5 games to 2%.
So, change of ends here. Siegemund and Sabalenka about to get underway over on centre court in a women's quarterfinal. Sabalenka, of course, a warm favourite in that one, or even a hot favourite. Oh, low net clearance there from Khachanov. Forehand winner from Khachanov. 15 love. Welcome to fans of Laura Siegemund and Arena Sabalenka. That match will be getting underway very, very shortly on centre court. Fritz here, 3 points away from sealing the first set. Just on the tee with that serve, which on the turn, 30-15. Do hit that like button, of course, and if you are new to the channel, please do hit subscribe. First serve there clips the net from Karen and then goes wide. As soon as Siegemund and Sabalenka get underway, I'll be keeping you up to date with all of that action as well. Khachanov here with 2 game points to make Fritz serve it out. Double fault from Khachanov. 40-30. Good serve down the tee, but Taylor Fritz bats it back. Now it's on the backhand side of Taylor. Lovely volley there from Karen Khachanov. And Taylor Fritz indeed will have to serve this out. So 5-3 Taylor Fritz, 29 minutes on the clock. Siegemund, excuse me, and Sabalinka just warming up. Okay, cross court there from Taylor. This is an interesting rally, but Taylor looks like he's on top until he dumps his forehand into the net. Sabalenka, by the way, and Siegemund are just getting underway. Sabalenka will serve first, and she has, in fact, won the first point. Once this game from Taylor is concluded, either in favour of Khachanov or Fritz, I will hone in on that match. 15-all, by the way, and unreturned serve. $30 love, by the way, Sabalenka. She's obviously the hot favourite in that quarterfinal. Siegemund in just her second Grand Slam quarterfinal. And the last one was in Paris. Quite some time ago. Was it Zidansek maybe she lost to? In singles it was. I'm just trying to think which year it was. Oh no, Kvitova. She lost to Kvitova. 2017, I think. Oh no, 2020. That was the COVID one when it was in winter. Anyway. Two set points here for Taylor Fritz. Serve and volley, puts it away, wins the first set by 6-3. Just over half an hour done. Pretty rudimentary from that first moment he broke. So let's switch to Siegemund and Sabalenka, which in terms of matchups, I think whether it's a dominant performance from Sabalenka or not, I was going to say from one player or the other, I do think it's going to be an interesting watch. And Sabalenka is at deuce on her serve. She was at 40-15. Where you go with this serve, Saba? You're going out wide, and Siegemund gets her racket, although I think it came off the handle of her racket. So it's advantage Sabalenka. Do let me know in the live chat who you think is winning. I guess most of you will be voting for Sabalenka. Coffee time for me. Good depth there from Lauda. Lovely change of direction, drop shot. Lovely disguise there, Lauda. Siegemund, take a bow. Juice. Taylor Fritz sealing the first set is the bit of breaking news we have so far. Lovely return there from Laura Siegemund, and she has a break point. Laura Siegemund yet to drop a set at Wimbledon. Let's go, says Sabalinka in her non-native language. Unreturned serve. You'd imagine the serve return dynamic will go the way of Arena, but body serve there. It's dealt with pretty well by Siegemund, but oh my goodness me, Laura Siegemund! What a passing shot! I'm not sure if he's her coach as well, but the guy with the big beard is her partner, an Italian guy. I think they speak Italian together, actually. She's multilingual, is Laura. Down the tee goes long, so it's a second break point here for Laura Siegemund, and she's going to have a second serve to look at. Laura Siegemund. Oh my goodness, what a return from Laura Siegemund. And she breaks. One love. That's clearly a tactic today for Laura. Basically, go for it on the turn. So, breaking news. Taylor Fritz leads by a set to love. And Laura Siegemund has broken early. Laura has a couple of siblings, by the way, and when she was aged 3, she moved to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Then from the age of 4, she lived in Jakarta between the ages of 4 and 7. She also lived in Indonesia as a child as well. And she has a bachelor's degree in psychology. Her tennis idol was Steffi Graf. Mind you, it says here she's fluent in English and French, and definitely in English, and maybe in French too, but it doesn't mention the Italian that I know she can speak. She went into this tournament, by the way, I think ranked around about 107 in the world. Has she come through qualifying, therefore? Or did she make the main draw? No, I think she started the main draw. She must have just squeezed in, though. Of course, she's pretty good in the doubles, where she's got an incredible record. 104 in the world going into this tournament. She must have just scraped in, because it's around about 100 in the world. Normally the cutoff. Meanwhile, Taylor Fritz has a break point on Khachanov at the beginning of the second set. Ooh, drop shot fail there from Siegemund, 15-30. Khachanov saves that break point. Good return there from Arina Sabalenka, but she's going to go long on that forehand, so it's 30 all.
30 all.
Khachanov has a game point over on court number 1. Nice return there from Arina after a pretty good serve actually from Sabalenka, from Siegemund. And she's going to have a break point here for 1 all. Is normality going to resume here on centre court? 103 places between these two players. Backhand return from Sabalenka to the forehand of Siegemund. Backhand from Sabalenka goes into the net. She saw an opening down the line there. It was the right choice, but it wasn't well executed. Deuce it is. Body serve there from Siegemund, and it's not going to be returned. Game point for the German. A second Grand Slam quarterfinal. At the grand old age of 37. Antonio Zucca. Yeah, I think that's her partner and coach. Partner first, coach second. Down the tee, and it's held 2-love. Sabalenka maybe would feel that she could have done slightly better on that return.
Siegemund leads by 2 games to love. First set.
Ooh, cat and mouse point here. Siegemund comes into the net. Puts the volley away. Miss-hit forehand from Sabalenka, and it's love 30.
Love 30.
Backhand return here from Siegemund. Forehand there from Sabalenka. Well defended by Siegemund. Now Siegemund on the attack. Oh my goodness me, what a forehand winner from Laura Siegemund. Two break points for the German and a 3-love lead. What a return. She breaks for 3-love. What a start here for Laura Siegemund. What a start on centre court.
Siegemund leads by 3 games to love. First set.
Siegemund, 37 years old, leading 3 games to love. Meanwhile, Taylor Fritz is 1 set to love up on Khachanov, and they are on serve in the early stages. He did have a break point a moment ago. Cat and mouse point there, and normally that means Siegemund wins it, but it doesn't on this occasion. Sabalinka love 15. Backhand return into the backhand of Siegemund. Good return there from Sabalenka, forcing the error. Love 30. Khachanov serving here 1 game all, 30-15. Another cat and mouse point, but it's another point that Sabalenka ends up winning. So it's love 40 now on the Siegemund serve. The double break advantage looking pretty vulnerable. A couple of drop shots in there, and the second one from Sabalenka. Siegemund was not able to chase down. As Sabalenka is 3 love down here. It's a double break. She tries to get on the board. First serve from Laura goes into the net. As the realization that she's a double breakup on the world number 1 on centre court just hit her. Quite possibly, as Sabalenka breaks, gets one of those breaks back after 19 minutes. It's 3-1. Meanwhile, over on court number 1, Taylor Fritz has Khachanov has a game point for 2-1. It's the 29th Grand Slam appearance for Laura Siegemund and 6th at Wimbledon. This is the second time she's made her major quarterfinals. I think she's made the third round in the US Open and in Australia as well. I saw her in grass at Wimbledon. Sorry, I saw her in grass in Berlin a couple of years ago. And I thought to myself then that grass was never going to be a thing for her. And yet here we are, Wimbledon quarterfinal. Khachanov holds for 2-1, so it's over to Taylor Fritz. Sabalenka hit love 15. More coffee en route, that's good. Backhand here from Siegemund into the backhand of Sabalenka. Nice change of direction there from Laura Siegemund. And the fun just keeps on rolling. Love 30 here on the Sabalenka serve. This is a match that keeps on giving. Yeah, having seen Lauda on the grass in Berlin a couple of years ago, I thought, well, 35 years old, I think your chances of a deep run at Wimbledon are long since over. And yet here we are, 37 years old. Anyway, Sabalenka wins the next point to the applause of her team, 15-30. Sabalenka, though, puts that smash away for 30-all. You feel as though this game is quite important. If Laura was to regain that double break advantage, you'd think she'd have enough in the pocket to get over the line and win the first set. But Sabalenka breaks, and I don't feel super confident in the Siegemund serve. It would feel like there's some momentum building with Arena. But the return from Siegemund must have gone just centimeters long, maybe even less. Apparently the grass at Wimbledon is 8 millimeters long. I wonder if that went out by about 8 millimeters as well. Double fault from Arena Sabalenka, so we're at deuce. Nice forehand winner there from Sabalenka. +1. So we're going to change her racket. No, she's just walking back to the baseline. Forehand block return from Lauda. Forehand from Sabalenka. Sabalenka comes into the net, puts the volley away. Lovely technique there from Arena. Meanwhile, Fritz and Khachanov are locked at 2-2 in the second set. Deuce here. Taylor Fritz, by the way, and Karen Khachanov still at 2-2 with Khachanov serving 30 love. Lovely change of mind there from Sabalenka at the net. She has a game point, 6.5 minutes on the clock for this one. I did say the magnitude of this game feels pretty big. Khachanov holds for 3-2, and Sabalenka also holds in what I suggested was a pretty big game. We're going to take a quick break, by the way. Hey, thanks for taking the time to, well, you haven't got any choice, actually. I'm just talking at you, if you like. But I'm here also to present to you why I think it's not a bad idea and not that expensive as well if you become a member. And this is how you can do it, and this is what you can gain. So if we look here at the Talking Tennis sort of homepage, if you like, on YouTube, we can see this little button here which says join. It is also pinned in the live chat as well, and you can also, I think, see it just below most of our videos, certainly the live ones and so on. Now, why is it a good idea to join and become a member? Well, in the live chat, you can add little funny things, you can add emojis and all sorts of things, but possibly more importantly, you can get to access some live videos, such as this one here, where we look back on the last sort of few moments from the Billie Jean King Cup. So there are little bonuses such as this one, but there are many, many more. And in fact, if we have a quick look at
all of the members only stuff, I repeat, you will see very, very quickly some of the top stuff that we've had for members only over the last 12 months since the channel began. Remember, these videos are for members only. You can become a member from as little as about $2 a month, €2 a month, £2 a month, something like that. There are various different things. Oh, and by the way, you'll also be supporting the channel. So it's a win-win-win-win scenario. Let me just show you some of the members only stuff. For example, we've got an exclusive little clip there talking to Laura Siegemund, Laura Tsurenko, her encore interview, some doubles footage there from Monastir, the Germany press conference pre-tournament Billie Jean King Cup, Claire Burrell talking as well to the media in her press conference in Monastir, Storm Hunter and Alicia Parks interview, Rebecca Masarova, her press conference, Coco Gauff exclusive for members only, albeit it was in Madrid, but these are just some of the things, some of the interviews and etc. Like Lestien here, a chat with him, Emma Navarro, and so on and so forth. So many little bonus videos available for just €2 a month. So, what are you waiting for? Become a member. Or don't. It's okay.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Brenner, by the way, is in Newport this week. Should be bringing you some content for Talking Tennis. $30 here on centre court. I did say that last game, unreturned serve. I did feel as though that last hold for Sabalinka was huge in terms of the destination of this first set. Got some people in the live chat as well. Okay, more spam. $40-30 here. Goes down the tee. It's going to be another first serve, I think, because that must have clipped the net. Game point here for Laura Siegemund and 4-2. Do not adjust your sets. It is 4-2 Laura Siegemund. Or is 3-2 with a break Laura Siegemund. Deuce. Siegemund here with another game point. Drop shot there from Laura is going to be too good. I think it is. 4-2, Laura Siegemund. And it's love 15 on the Sabalinka serve. Fritz and Khachanov remain on serve, by the way. Ooh, double fault, Sabalenka, love 30. Oh, Laura had the option of the lob there. And I think she'll regret not taking it. It was a tricky lob, especially with Arena and her height. But the passing shot had nowhere near enough pace on it and was probably the wrong direction. She probably had 3 options and she chose the worst because she could have gone cross court where there was a bit more of a gap. Look at that Arena coming into the net, by the way, 17 times already. That is, I think, in large part to her opponent. But it could also be a slight change of tactic from her compared to where she was at a couple of years ago. Lovely forehand cross-court winner there, 30-15. Steadying the ship. Oh, nice passing shot there from Siegemund. Laura Siegemund here. Backhand cross court misses, I think, by a pretty fine margin. Oh, nice return there from Laura. Laura all over the show, all over the court. Laura Siegemund. I cannot believe what I'm watching. And Laura Siegemund has broken for 5-2. Wow, she's going to serve for the first set over the world number 1. Oh, maybe Sabalenka in terms of the French Open and Wimbledon is just, what's the word? Cursed. What's his tone? Okay, Taylor Fritz has broken, by the way, and is going to serve for the second set. Siegemund is serving for the first set here against Aryna Sabalenka. Second serve. Siegemund, how's your nerve? Obviously, it's going to get much more tense as you get nearer the finish line, assuming you get close to the finish line, but still, a one-set advantage. Look at Sabalenka, they're ready to pound. Double fault, Aryna Sabalenka. Sorry, double fault, Laura Siegemund. So love 15, just asking how your nerve was. That's a slight clue. Forehand return from Sabalenka. Good depth there. Forcing the error. Love 30. You know, sometimes Sabalenka angry is not necessarily a bad thing. Not necessarily thinking, look at this from Laura. This is just, to me, suggesting a bit of anxiety, the way she's just a little stressed with the ball kids there. Clips the net. Do check out our interview with Laura, by the way. It's a couple of years ago in Madrid, but I think it's still a fun interview to see. Or to watch. Get your English right. You watch TV and the movie images and interviews, for example, but you see a mountain. There you go, little English class for you. Oh dear, she can't get this first serve in right now. Love 30. I think she's a bit tight here. A bit tight is the German. Oh, double fault. She's tight. She is tight, tight, tight. Love 40. Oh my goodness me. And Arina Sabalenka will know. She will know right now. She knows that her opponent is nervous. Don't double fault. No, you don't. But that return is pretty good. Although forehand goes long there to the relief of Lauda. But there's 2 more break points to save. By the way, has Taylor Fritz got over the line in the second set? Yes, he has. He leads Karen Khachanov by 2 sets to love. Ooh, good forehand there from Sabalenka. It just feels as though this... Oh, nice one, Lauda. 30-15. Ooh. $30 all. Two points away from sealing this set. Oh, good serve there from into the body. Meanwhile, 6-3, 6-4 on serve at the beginning of the third set. But all the drama right now is happening here on centre court. 40-30. Oh, backhand return goes into the net, and Siegemund is going to have to serve it out again. So, $15 love. Nice one, Lauda, 30 love. Some emotion from the crowd there. Well, how's Taylor Fritz getting on? Oh, he's down a break in the third. Oh, that was a nervy serve there from Lauda. Oh, good serve there, though, from Lauda. And to be fair, there was a bit of pace on it, so there was a bit of risk on that one. And she's got 3 set points. Can she get the job done here? 3 set points. Laura Siegemund to take a 1-set-to-love lead. It's 2 set points still to go. And the second serve required here. Oh, she's got it done. It's a gift from Aryna Sabalenka. 6-4. She wins that first set. I call it a gift from Sabalenka because she puts the return into the net. 1 hour for that set. Well. Sabalenka's going to go off court for a quick break. Meanwhile, let's have a quick look at Taylor Fritz and Karen Khachanov. Do we have the order of play yet for tomorrow? Khachanov leading 3-love, by the way, in the third set. For those of you just tuning in, do not adjust your sets. Laura Siegemund is up. A 1-set-to-love lead she has over Aryna Sabalenka. A fascinating first set, mentally and physically, and in terms of the nature of the play. It looks like we may have an order of play for tomorrow. And it seems to be... Okay, both men's quarterfinals are following the women's quarterfinals. Okay, that's an interesting choice. So first up on centre court is Mira Andreeva and Belinda Bencic. Just before that on number 1 court is Swiatek Samsonova. Okay, so Taylor Fritz, Karen Khachanov. 4-love Khachanov leads in this set, racing away with this third set. Didn't see this coming. Hope Taylor's okay physically. Meanwhile, Sabalenka and Siegemund have yet to resume the second set, or yet to begin the second set, I should say. Sabalenka taking a toilet break at the end of that first set. I think she's okay physically. She just wanted to have a break. Break being the operative word. There were breaks galore. I think Lauda was broken once, was she? Maybe twice even. Arena was broken 3 times. Fritz here losing a little bit of control. I don't mean too much mentally. I just mean in terms of ball control there with putting that forehand into the net, 30-15. I will return to centre court shortly once Sabalenka and Siegemund resume action. But we'll get towards the end of this third set here between Taylor and Karen. And Khachanov holds for 5-love. Is Taylor going to get bageled? What do we think about these pictures, by the way? I mean, Taylor looks about 12 in his picture. Pretty quick match, I would suggest, to have the best part of 3 sets done in, what is that, an hour and a half, pretty much. Hola, Miguel. ¿Cómo estás? Tuning in from Paraguay. Miguel, please do hit the like button. And if you haven't already done so, hit subscribe. Karen Khachanov is 1 game away from bageling Taylor Fritz in this third set. Not sure if Taylor's had a physical dip or just his level has dropped, or maybe Karen has upped his. People were purring over Karen's backhand in the previous round, by the way. Sabalenka and Siegemund are back underway on centre court, and Sabalenka is serving at 30-all. So what a dramatic opening we've had to that quarterfinal. Dramatic just because of the nature of the fact that Lauda is distinct underdog. Fritz here falling apart. That forehand mishit, love 15. It's almost as if he has a resigned feel about this set. Sabalenka, by the way, does hold, though, from 30-all. This match, by the way, between Sabalenka and Siegemund could be one of those that we see Iga have, for example. I see Iga more than anyone else, where they shockingly drop the first set and then run out 1 and 2 in the next 2. Not saying that's definitely going to happen, but I think Sabalenka just needs to up her level a little bit, just a little bit, particularly on the turn. Slice here from Khachanov, backhand cross court from Taylor Fritz. Another slice there from Taylor. A nice slice down the line from Karen Khachanov. 15-all still here, and this is a pretty lengthy rally. We're heading towards the 20-shot mark now for this rally. And I think that hit the line from Fritz, and as a result, Khachanov couldn't deal with it. Mishitting the forehand. 30-15 Taylor Fritz as he seeks to get on the board. Clips the net there on the first serve, but it lands in. $18,386 subscribers, so 600 away from 19,000. If you are watching now and you haven't already subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. 30 all. Taylor Fritz here serving. The first serve goes into the net. Are we going to get a game point for Taylor to finally get on the mark in this set, or a set point and a bagel potentially for Karen Khachanov? We're going to get a game point because Khachanov couldn't deal with that serve into the body. 40-30. Game point Taylor Fritz. Backhand cross court into the backhand of Karen Khachanov. Backhand to backhand right now. Khachanov changing directions. Defended nicely with a squash shot there from Fritz, but he can't deal with that backhand down the line. Deuce. Meanwhile, Laura Siegemund, 15-30 on her serve at the beginning of the second set. Having won the first set, the German. Forehand mishit slightly there from Khachanov. Mishit at least in terms of the fact it went wide. Game point for Taylor Fritz once more. 2 break points for Sabalenka as she tries to get a foothold in this match. She was behind on the scoreboard throughout in that first set. The closest it got when it got to 3-2. Sabalenka had a tough hold there as well to make it 3-2. Nice serve down the tee from Fritz, is that? Or is it no? I think it clipped the net. So a game point here for Taylor. Good serve there from Taylor on the second serve. Forehand into the forehand of Karen. Now it's on the forehand of Taylor, but that's a terrible drop shot from Taylor Fritz. And it's going to be deuce. Sabalenka, 2 break points. Is she going to get this foothold that I suggested that she might? And she does, and leads 2-love. Is this an ominous momentum change in this match? Sabalenka leads by a break of serve at the beginning of the second set. Fritz, once again, after a forehand winner, has a game point. Khachanov did not read that serve at all. Taylor Fritz holds. And so it's 5-1. One hour, 41 minutes for this particular encounter. Sabalenka and Siegemund, by the way, about 1 hour, 15 minutes. Tasty, love 30. Meanwhile, Karen Khachanov serving for the set. Over on court number 1, 5-1 he leads, and 15-love. Ooh, that smash was close to the line, but I think it hit the line. So it's 40 love. Khachanov, and he has 3 set points. Meanwhile, Sabalenka 15-30. She won the next point. Khachanov, 3 set points. Where are you going with this serve? You're going to go in the net. Meanwhile, drop shot from Laura Siegemund is going to do the trick. 15-40. 2 great points for the German to get it back on serve. Maybe Sabalenka needs to take a step closer to the baseline during these rallies, or even just remain inside it. Well, she was inside it there, but she just wasn't ready. Down the tee serve. Good serve there from Arena. Not much Siegemund could do about that. 30-40. That early break of serve is not shaking her belief just yet. Khachanov wins the third set, 6-1, unreturned serve. So 2-1 there on court number 1. Backhand return here from Siegemund. Good depth there from Siegemund. No, has it gone long? I think it has. Deuce. 2 break points held. Just long. Look at that. Taylor Fritz here getting some attention to his right ankle, maybe. Does look like he's wearing some strapping as well under that sock. Or he's wearing 2 pairs of socks. So he's going to get some attention to that right foot. Khachanov is going for a break. We're going to have another break point for Laura Siegemund. And Sabalenka's going to miss the backhand there. Having got it back to deuce. It's now going to be a 3rd break point in this game for Laura Siegemund. And Siegemund breaks. Siegemund breaks back after a forehand miss from Sabalenka. Job done. 2-1, back on serve. Any interesting stats? Taylor Fritz first serves in that set, 38%. And having dominated the match so much so far, didn't manage to gain a single break point on the Khachanov serve. Let's just hope that Taylor's okay physically, and that's not the reason for the change in momentum. It's just Khachanov stepping up. So, Sabalenka and Siegemund return to the court. Average game time is 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Taylor Fritz getting his right foot taped up. Siegemund to serve here, 1-2. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. I've just switched my microphones over. I mean, Fritz is smiling, so that's a good sign, Jane. In terms of this right foot taping that he just received. What happened? I actually switched over to Sabalenka Siegemund. That's where there was a bit more drama going on. But also, no doubt about it, that Fritz's level dropped 38% first serves in for that previous set. That is not a good sign. Now, that's not necessarily down to the right foot injury. We'll see. Let's have a look at his movement as this fourth set gets underway. I have to say, like you, Jane, I felt after seeing the first two sets that we were set for a straight sets win for Taylor, and a fairly comfortable one at that. And yet here we are, tennis, eh? Siegemund takes a tumble near the net. Hopefully she's okay. As she holds for 2-all. So that momentum shift for Sabalenka was pretty short-lived. Yeah, so I do think there obviously is a right foot issue for Taylor, but I don't think that was the primary factor behind him losing that set. And I think he's okay to continue. Sabalenka, they're going close to the line. Nice forehand cross court there from Marino, and it's 15-love. What's going on here on centre court? Bit of a break in play at 15-love for Taylor. Oh my goodness me. Wimbledon, hang your heads in shame. They just cannot get anything right in terms of this electronic line calling. Due to a malfunction. Well, was it a malfunction or was it, again, human error malfunction? Khachanov has 2 break points here on Taylor Fritz. Does feel as though Fritz's mind has gone walkabout. Nice cross-court winner there from Siegemund, 40-30 on the Sabalenka serve. Khachanov breaks for 1-love in the fourth set. Wow. That's 7 games from the last 8 for Karen Khachanov. Meanwhile, Siegemund here is pressuring the Sabalenka serve, getting to deuce. Sabalenka's reaction there, winning that point, but she's annoyed. Advantage Sabalenka. Fritzy boy.
30, no.
All game Sabalenka after Siegemund nets on the backhand side. 3-2 Arena leads. Wimbledon. That would be a real troll. Nice to see you, Ghosty. Body serve here from Khachanov. And he's held for 2-love. So, are we going 5 on court number 1? It looked like anything but that after the first 2 sets. 1 hour 54 minutes, by the way. Pretty speedy 3 and a bit sets. So to bring you up to speed, Taylor Fritz leads Karen Khachanov by 2 sets to 1, but the momentum is with the Russian right now as he leads 2-love in the 4th. On course for a 5th set. On centre court, we have Laura Siegemund up 1 set to love, and they're on serve in the second. We've had an exchange of breaks at the beginning of this second set. Looked like Sabalenka was starting to wrest control, winning the first 2 games, but Siegemund has grabbed it back, and they're on serve. So Laura here to serve at 2-3. So we'll just leave Fritz and Khachanov for a moment and see how Laura gets on with her serve here at 2-3. Siegemund did get tight towards the end of that first set when she tried to serve it out for the first time. She had a double break advantage and she needed it, as it turned out, but then she served it out pretty well. Second serve return here from Sabalenka. She's going to miss that forehand by some distance. The Sabalenka Wimbledon stroke French Open curse is certainly alive and well right now. Ace from Taylor Fritz as he wins his first game of the 4th set. Love Laura Siegemund. 2-1 now to Khachanov in the fourth set. It's with a break, of course, as they change ends. Siegemund here, 40 love up, 3 game points for 3-all. Of course, the nearer we get to the end of this, the more nervy it will get for Arena. She is serving first, which is a mini advantage for her. But still, when you're serving first, even at 3-all and 4-all, and you're being pressured to hold serve, you know, you suddenly go a break point down and you're on the precipice. Double fault there for Laura Siegemund, 40-15. Even Fritz versus Khachanov on German TV keeps showing Sabalenka Siegemund. They know where the drama's at. Ooh, a drop shot there from Siegemund. Didn't quite work. It was probably the right, in fact, no, it wasn't probably. It was definitely the right play. Just thought that was going to go over the net, but in the end it clipped the tape and came back. Fritz is the first American to reach back-to-back quarterfinals at Wimbledon since Anne Berry in 2016-2017. By the way, I mentioned how Fritz got to the quarters in 2022, but of course he was at the same stage last year before losing to Lorenzo Musetti in 5 sets. It was on the same day that England played the Netherlands in the Euro semi-final. Nice backhand down the line winner there from Taylor as he tries to make a mark in this fourth set. Showing some signs of life. Anyway, Siegemund still has 1 more game point in the bag for 3-all. Second serve, though. At 40 love, I started to talk up the fact that Sabalenka will be at 3-all. Forehand return from Arena's good. Forehand from Arena's good. Somehow Siegemund gets it over the net, but Siegemund probably should have done better there. As they were both facing down at the net, Siegemund had a backhand passing opportunity. Perhaps a little low on energy, though, having been drained by some of the previous shots. Suddenly that backhand pass, which normally would be quite easy, she just took a minor stumble as well, losing her footing slightly, which I think also suggests a little bit of running out of gas, just in terms of that point, not in terms of the match, but she was just drained from some of those forehands from Sabalenka. Sabalenka's net percentage, by the way, has dropped slightly as the match has worn on. So deuce. First serve goes into the net. Do hit that like button. Oh, absolutely, Jane. Absolutely. Jane and Ghosty watching separate streams. I do hope that's not an indication of a Tsitsipas, the Dosser style separation. Great points for Taylor Fritz, by the way, in the fourth set to get it back on serve. Great point, Arena Sabalenka. Good forehand there from Khachanov, saving this first of 2 break points. By the way, break points very much the operative phrase on centre court. Siegemund here, 2-3, facing a break point. Not that breaks of serve have been super difficult to come by today. Second serve here for Siegemund. Just wonder if she was starting to think about a place in the semi-finals. I mean, still some work to do, but when you break back like she did, and you're at 2-all, Sabalenka's hitting that ball with a bit of confidence right now. Siegemund maybe slightly less so. Good change of direction there from Sabalenka. I think you, me, and everyone, the cat and the dog, all thought Sabalenka was going to go big down the line, but she didn't. Went cross court, catching Lauda out slightly. And Lauda couldn't deal with it. 4-2. Sabalenka now break up in the second. Fritz breaks back, by the way, for 2-all. He's looking fine right now, despite that foot injury that we saw towards the end, or at the end of the third set. Is it new balls? It is, I think. New balls here. This is the 5th time in Lauda Siegemund's career that she's come up against a world number 1. She's lost all of the previous 4. That chopped return from Siegemund, which has on occasions worked, didn't work there. Okay. 30-all here on the Sabalenka serve. Backhand return from Lauda. Backhand from Sabalenka. Backhand from Lauda. Forehand Sabalenka. Forehand dropped and dropped, but way too deep and way too easy for Sabalenka. Deal with 40-30. Sabalenka could benefit from more slice, I think, give her opponents different balls to look at. Thank you, Coach Ghosty. I'm sure Arena will be employing you very soon. Bugoy here, by the way, is pretty sure that Sabalenka is going to lose this match. I'm less convinced, even if she is obviously coming from behind right now. Mind you, it's deuce on the Sabalenka serve. 4-2 deuce. Let's go, Laura. Let's go. Well, obviously not German saying that, or they would say louder. But nice to see she's getting some British support, probably supporting the underdog. Fritz has arrested the slide, it would appear, over on court number 1. Oh, nice, Lauda. Nice. Little lob there. She chased down that ball and then dinked it over the top of Sabalenka's head. She tries a reverse backhand smash, but she puts that into the net. And we've got a break point for Laura Siegemund as she just tries to control her breathing here on centre court. Siegemund yet to drop a set. And we're midway through a quarter-final at Wimbledon. Nice return there from Lauda. We're into the rally right now. Backhand from Sabalenka goes down the line. Drop shot from is this going to be too good? We're going to smash here for Sabalenka, and she's got it. That was a difficult smash, particularly under the pressure. These cat and mouse points are so much fun. This Sabalenka Siegemund quarterfinal is delivering. Deuce. On the turn serve. Game point, Arina Sabalenka. Sabalenka can't afford me. Oh, good to see Jane and Ghosty. Are you communicating? Sorry, I'm just catching up with some of these comments. Sabalenka holds a 5-2, so it's a chance for me to even more so catch up on some of these comments right now. Let me have a look, see what's going on. Interesting that Ghosty has chosen to switch over to the Fritz Khachanov chat. So maybe Ghosty is, trying to hand out an olive branch. I wonder if German casual fans see the name Fritz on their phones and get pissed when they actually turn on the TV. That's good, Ghosty. You're on fire today. Ich verstehe nur Bahnhof. Oh, ist das, California boy. Or who is das, California? Oh, okay, who is das? Yeah, wer ist das? Luca Litofon, who said a couple of times in this chat that he is streaming Fritz versus Khachanov. No, he did say streaming. Jane says you can count on me to count the... Yeah, I know, but the ATP matches are sometimes a bit of a dull affair. I guess this one did sort of have some intrigue when Khachanov wins that third set. But, yeah. Sabalenka can't afford me, says Ghosty. It doesn't look like she's about to drop her first set of the tournament, but we'll see. 5-2, she trails in this second set. Fritz, by the way, has 40-love lead for a 4-3 advantage. Love 15 here on the Siegemund serve. 15 all here on the Siegemund serve. Meanwhile, Khachanov serving at 3-4 on court number 1. Second serve here for Sabalenka at 15 all. 2-5 Siegemund serving. Lovely drop shot there, volley there from Khachanov. Might have been a half volley actually for 15 love. Drop shot Siegemund. Not bad. Redrop from Sabalenka. Lob from Siegemund. Backhand lob from Sabalenka. Smash volley there, sort of thing. But wow, what a point. And that is why this match is the golden ticket today. 15-30. These points between these two is just another level. If I seemed a bit lackluster for the first half an hour of this stream today, well, it changed the minute Laura Siegemund and Aryna Sabalenka unfurled their rackets like swords in the night, ready to go at each other toe to toe. 15-30, Siegemund serving here. So just see, Jane, your pick, your message sign. Backhand return from Sabalenka goes long. Khachanov 40 love for 4 all. There was a stat earlier on, and we're probably still at a similar moment. 4 minutes and 15 seconds per game is the average for Sabalenka Siegemund. Or as we call it, 5 Ben Sheltons. Who was it he had to play? Who was it Shelton beat in 55 seconds the other day? When they resumed? Hijikata. So 30 all here. Sabalenka 2 points away from sealing the set. Khachanov holds for 4 all. Game point, Laura Siegemund. Applause from the crowd. Deuce. So once again, Sabalenka is 2 points away from sealing this set. Forehand return here for Aryna. Drop shot. Siegemund is too good. It annoys Sabalenka as well every time it happens. I mean, I think if it happens, the thing is, a lot of the time it's happening on the first moment. So, you know, Sabalenka's position on the court really can't be criticized because if you're serving, you're going to be near the baseline, right? Probably on the baseline. If you're returning, you're going to be where you are because you've got to focus on where you be for the return. Of course, as the rally develops, she can inch closer to the baseline or even inside it if necessary. But anyway, game point here, ladder Siegemund. Backhand there from Sabalenka. Forehand Sabalenka, winner down the line, and we're back to deuce. Fritz, by the way, holds for 5-4, so he's one game away, albeit on the Khachanov serve, from a place in the Wimbledon semi-finals for the first time in his career. Third quarterfinal, this, of course, for Taylor. First American player to do back-to-back quarterfinals since Sam Querrey, 2016-2017. Drop shot fail from Laura Siegemund, and we have a set point for Aryna Sabalenka. So, set point. Siegemund. Chop return from Aryna is going to go long. Deuce. Hands on hip Aryna there. We're very close to the end of this second set on center court between the world number 1 and the world number 104. We are very close to the end of the fourth set and perhaps the match between Taylor Fritz, the world number 5, and Karen Khachanov, the world number 20, I believe. So, Siegemund Sabalenka, deuce. I am reading all of these comments, Ghosty and Jane. I'm just not reading them all out. And Sabalenka seals the second set by 6 games to 2. Just changing rooms if you're wondering what's going on. So, third set, Sabalenka, Siegemund incoming. Fritz, by the way, love 30 on the Khachanov serve. But he puts that forehand into the net. $15-30. 30 all now. Still, Fritz 2 points away from Game point, Karen Khachanov. Siegemund and Sabalenka at 1 set all. Siegemund goes off for a break, but Sabalenka asks, how long is it? 5 minutes, as she confirms. She knows that Siegemund is a wily character. Let's rock and roll arena, says Marcus. Hi there, MZR. MZR, can you please hit the like button and subscribe if you are new? Khachanov holds for 5 all, by the way. And Fritz here, 40 love up on his serve. Thank you, MZR, for subscribing. Fritz holds for 6-5. Khachanov once again will be under that pressure cooker scenario of serving to stay in the match. He got to love 30 as well, but then he won the next 4 points to make it 5 all. Well, he's going to have to hold serve again if he's going to force a tiebreak. Five minutes and 5 seconds since the last point between Sabalenka and Siegemund. Sabalenka wants to get on with things. Well, you probably need a different quarterfinal opponent for that. Next matchup on court number 1 will be Anisimova against Pavlyuchenkova. Siegemund is still not back on court. Sabalenka knows what's going on. She knows the game. She was wary of it from the minute Siegemund walked off court. I'm just trying to hear what she's saying. She knows it. Soon as she went off court, she's like, she's got 5 minutes, all right? Sabalenka here practicing serves. We'll be just trying to stay cool in a way as well. Staying cool, very important for Khachanov as he serves to stay in the match. 15 love. $15 love becomes 15 all. A little bit of fortune there for Taylor. is that one singular point for Taylor Fritz going to be huge in terms of this match? If Khachanov holds, then no big deal. But how is your nerve, Karen Khachanov, right now? Ooh, he's taking a bit of a risk with some of these forehands, very un-Karen-like. Although maybe he mishit that forehand, which is why it went long. Fritz goes a little aggressive there with the backhand and misses into the tram lines, 30-15. A little shake of the head there from someone in the box of okay, finally we're back underway on centre court. Meanwhile, Taylor Fritz and Karen Khachanov, 30 all. Fritz returns, backhand from Khachanov, close to the baseline. Nice forehand from Khachanov. Fritz running all over the court to stay in this point and can't quite do it with that slice. 40-30. In the Open era, 3 German players have defeated the #1 seed in the women's singles at Wimbledon, most recently with Lisicki doing so over Serena Williams in 2013. Sabalinka is serving, beginning of the third set. Backhand return from Lauda Siegemund goes long. Okay, tie-break time between Fritz and Karen Khachanov. 2 hours, 30 minutes on the clock. 40 love Sabalenka, 3 game points. Taylor Fritz ace down the tee to start the tiebreak, 1-0. Game Sabalenka, she holds to love. Okay, let's tune into Fritz and Khachanov at this juncture. Two zero Fritz. First serve into the net. Forehand return from Taylor. Forehand from Khachanov. Just goes over the net. And in the end, Khachanov has an easy volley put away. 2-1. Do hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Three one Fritz, his second ace of this tiebreak. He's only had how many serves? 3, maybe? 2 of them have been aces. Oh, how loud a Siegemund could do with some big serves like that right now. Oh, another ace from Taylor Fritz. Fritz has won 4 points and 3 of them have come via an ace. I think actually he's had 3 serves. and there have been 3 aces. Am I right? He's within touching distance of his first Wimbledon semi-final. 4-1 he leads. Drop shot louder Siegemund is genius. 30 love on her serve at the beginning of the third set. Backhand return from Fritz. Forehand now to forehand. Forehand is pretty big from Khachanov. Too big as it turns out. Fritz couldn't deal with it. 4-2 at the change of ends. Khachanov will be serving 2-4 at that change of ends when they resume in a moment or so. Meanwhile, Siegemund, 40 love on her serve. You would make Sabalinka a favourite, but if Siegemund can keep on holding and keep on deceiving with these drop shots, now it's Khachanov's turn for a big serve. It's not an ace, but not much Fritz could do about it other than just scrape his racket. Still, Taylor is 3 points away. Taylor. Couldn't pick that volley up, and the mini break advantage has gone 4-all. Five for Fritz. Khachanov errs. Khachanov errs. We've got 2 match points for Taylor Fritz. The first one is going to come on the Khachanov serve. Khachanov has been in multiple quarterfinals at slams and semi-finals. Never made a Grand Slam final. 4-6, Khachanov serving. Second serve, Taylor Fritz to look at. Siegemund holds for 1-all. Forehand return from Taylor. Good depth on it. Taylor on the forehand, going a bit bigger, but into the forehand of Khachanov. Now to the backhand of Khachanov, who's struggling. It's going to be a smash at the net for Taylor Fritz, and he's through to his first ever Wimbledon semi-final. There was a scary moment at the end of the third set, beginning of the fourth, for Taylor Fritz, as he lost that third set by 6-1, and then needed some footwork, some foot issues tended to by the physio. Then Khachanov begins the fourth set with a break, as it looked like we were heading towards a fifth, but Fritz broke back. Heading into the tie break, he took an early mini break advantage. 3 serves, 3 aces to begin that tie break, putting him into a commanding position. 4-2 at the change of ends. Khachanov then got that mini break advantage back and got to 4-all, but Fritz ran it out by winning the last 3 points, and he reaches his first ever Wimbledon semi-final. Khachanov once again the bridesmaid. Neither of these 2 players have ever won a Grand Slam. Fritz has at least been in a Grand Slam final before, last year's US Open, and now he's in his first Wimbledon semi-final at the 3rd time of asking. Khachanov once again falls short. It was a weird third set that he won in a way, not in keeping with the rest of the match, which Taylor was fairly much in charge of. Khachanov waves to the crowd, taps his chest. He'll be back again next year to try again, but it does feel as though Khachanov does keep reaching a limit, isn't it? Whenever he comes up against players that, you know, he beats people that he'd expect him to beat and just falls short against those you'd expect him to fall short against. So, Fritz marches on. We will play the winner of Carlos Alcaraz and Khachanov in the semi-final. He will be the underdog if it ends up being a match with Carlos Alcaraz, that is for sure. We are expecting, of course, Taylor to take the mic very shortly. Sad for Khachanov, says Ghosty. Yes, it is sad for Cowan, I agree. Let's see if we can catch some words from Taylor. I remember speaking to Taylor in the quarterfinal press conference after his 5-set loss to Rafa Nadal in 2022. He was devastated after that loss, where really maybe Taylor will feel as though he should have won that match. Still an issue, I think, for Taylor in some of these big, tight matches as to whether he can hold his nerve. That wasn't quite the case today. It wasn't quite tight enough.
At the end of it, I'm feeling great to get through it. I feel the match was so I've never had a match before. I'm really happy with how I could get that. Just tell us about that. Who's going to the match flip for you? From your perspective, was it something that you were doing? Was the opponent telling things about himself? He definitely could. Not the best game to start the first set for me, but the match changed. So in control, playing great, serving great, and pressure on his serve, and then out of nowhere, I just started making a ton of mistakes. And before, I felt like I couldn't miss, and then all of a sudden, I'm making a ton of mistakes. He's putting a lot of balls in play, so yeah, I really just had to fight to get that break back in the fourth, and kind of just get the match back to like neutral. We saw you getting some treatment to your foot. Is that okay? Does it feel all right now? Yeah, it's totally fine. It's pretty common. A lot of players do this tape job on the feet, so the foot doesn't get irritated. But I think I just ripped it off at some point in the second, so I need to get it redone. And you are through to your first ever semi-final at Wimbledon. How was that sound? Yeah. It's an amazing feeling, obviously, having played the quarterfinals here twice and lost in 5 twice. I don't think I could have taken another one, so I'm really happy. So I'm going to get to play the semis here. I think you don't mind me mentioning this, but 4 years ago, you lost here at Wimbledon. You dropped out the top 40, and you wrote a note to yourself. I'm gonna sum it up because I don't think I can use all the words that you used to describe what was going on. But you basically said you needed to get your stuff together. How proud are you of getting your stuff together and achieving this today? Yeah, I mean, at the time, I feel like my ranking was slipping. I was coming back from surgery, and I felt like I was just not playing to the level where I felt like I should be playing at. And I'm a little. I never wanted. No, it was never supposed to be public. It was just, I was ranting to my girlfriend about it. She said, write it down, look at it. So. Yeah, I'm really happy with how I've really turned, I guess, my career around over the last 4 years or so.
Indeed. I tell you what, these on-court interviews. I do apologize. I don't know who the on-court interviewer is. Do let me know in the live chat who he is. Often on-court interviewers do get criticized, sometimes justifiably, but I tell you what, he is very, very good at it. I love the reflections on the match and then a sort of bigger picture question there regarding Taylor and 4 years ago and that note, a great little bit of prep and nicely put, especially as he found the word stuff to replace an alternative word that Taylor perhaps used 4 years ago. So Taylor Fritz is through in 4 sets over Khachanov. Taylor there getting to his first ever Wimbledon semi-final. And of course, the previous 2 quarterfinals, he lost in pretty painful fashion, losing in 5 sets to Rafa Nadal in 2022. And then last year to Lorenzo Musetti. So he goes on through. Khachanov will have to lick his wounds and come back next year and hope to do better. But that brings the Taylor Fritz versus Khachanov stream to a conclusion, as it does, of course, the Wimbledon journey of Khachanov, but Taylor Fritz marches on.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.